Hey, so we're in my kitchen and I'm going to make stuffed cabbage rolls. What have I got going? I'll show you. That is my absolutely beautifully browned onions. I used Great Value avocado oil to fry them in. I'll use olive oil later as flavoring. Right now, I'm going to take those 2 Roma tomatoes because I don't have canned tomatoes or anything else, and they're getting very ripe. I'm going to cut these up and add that to the... Well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that 4 cups of rice, brown rice that I've already cooked. Where is it? Can you see that, I hope? I'm pointing the camera to where I'd normally see. I'm going to put that rice and those onions and let that brown up a little bit as well, because it's all boiled and cooked. And I'm going to get my tomatoes ready, and I'm going to put a special ingredient. I don't have meat, but you know what I do have a lot of? Walnuts. Yes, I did not use my walnuts in December for baklava, so now I'm going to figure out the calories. I'm trying to make 8 servings out of this meal. I'm going to figure out how many calories I would like in each serving. So, yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but I know there's apps out there that do all this. But I'm a diehard. I got to do it in my head, like the crazy person that I truly am. All right, washing and chopping tomatoes. I'll be right with you. So right now I have the onions and the rice browning with a little bit. I think I put 4 little cloves of garlic in because I'm trying to make my garlic last me a while. But looks like I'm going to be going shopping because I know now some of what Bonnie will want for, we were just talking, what she's going to want while she's here. Of course, my famous stuffed strawberry French toast, cream cheese and strawberry stuffed French toast, and my infamous chicken and dumplings. I'm so good at chicken and dumplings. And I have some great shortcuts. Like, you know, you can buy your dumplings, but I usually, she likes the Heart Healthy biscuit dumplings because they're more like a biscuit on top. And you go into the actual dumpling. It's like a little mini biscuit. So, yeah, I'll be using Heart Healthy Bisquick for my cheat, and cook up the chicken. Probably use a frozen bag of mixed vegetables. She loves canned peas, so what I might do is like do fresh carrots and onion and green beans all fresh, and then use canned peas because she just loves that. Then maybe some... No, I never make mashed potatoes on the side with that. Oh, I want to show you what else I've done. I took my walnuts, I measured a cup as they are, the whole, you know, nut, and then put them into my blender on ice crusher, and I have all this really nice, finely ground walnuts, okay? See that? That's going to go right in this pan right now. I'd drop you down, but it's a pain in my butt. Oh, hang on a minute. I have this camera precariously perched so that I can show you what I'm doing. I'm going to take my ground walnuts. You know, you might have some bigger pieces, some smaller pieces. Isn't that how ground meat is? Now, I didn't have beef, but I did have walnuts, so that's why I decided to use that. Back in my... I used to make a lot of vegan meals way back when in Milo, Maine. Trying to get healthy from fibromyalgia. Eating vegan was one of the things I did. Oh dear, was I melting that spoon? Probably. And I'm just going to mix in all those lovely ground walnuts in with my brown onions and now my browned rice. I'm going to probably roll that up. Well, I'm gonna stick this to the side because I need to boil down that cabbage and get my leaves. I was thinking of doing it like a casserole where you just chop up your, it'd be so much easier to just chop up the cabbage and then add this to it in layers and cook it in the oven and, you know, eat it that way. But I don't know, there's just something about rolling up a cabbage leaf that I dearly love. Be right back. I'm back. So here's my little happy boiling pot. I'm going to put just about 2 cups of Zephyr Hills water in it because, what the heck, put the whole thing in there. I'll tell you why. I know there's a good reason. I'm thinking, oh, yes, I'm going to be boiling that cabbage in it. And then, because I only have a limited amount of vegetable broth left over, it feels like about 16 ounces, which is also 2 cups. I'm going to, you know what? That's not going to work. This calls for my aroma pot. So, we're back, right? Yes. I have carefully rinsed out my cabbage. Some of these outer leaves that don't look fantastic might be really good for lining the bottom of that baking dish. Now I'm going to cut my core out. I really like this Pampered Chef cutting knife, German, steel. It's a great knife, and I've only once ever had to have it sharpened. So I'm going to cut the core out, and whoops, that means that if I do that, yeah, my leaves are going to come off anyway. The reason I'm cutting the core out is to let that steam go up and help those leaves to come apart quicker and easier. I took out about this much. All right. And then I'm going to place it core side down into my aroma pot. I haven't started it boiling yet because this particular pot will not start boiling until it has enough weight. You don't want to stand up. What is your problem? Don't cook me. Too bad. It's a done deal. So let's review what I've done so far. I took 1 large onion, chopped it up, and sauteed it in avocado oil till it was nicely browned. I kept that on high for a while, then put it down to 7, and, let it do its thing. Then I chopped up 4 garlic cloves. Now, you can use as much garlic as you want. The more, the merrier, I think. And that went in the onions, and that did its thing. I had already boiled in, I used 2 cups of water, 1 cup of brown rice, and in that I put a teaspoon of Bragg's amino acids. It'll give it the saltiness rather than regular salt, and it has a lot of amino acids. So, you're getting a lot of things that you might not normally get in your diet. Okay, so I've got the onion, the garlic, the brown rice, and then I ground a cup of walnuts. Now, I'm watching my weight. And that's all the walnuts I want in 8 servings, because every quarter cup is 200 calories. So I've got an eighth of a cup considered in my, so each cabbage roll is going to be a little over 200 calories is how I'm figuring it if I divide it into 8 servings. And 8 servings might be 2 or 3 cabbage rolls. I don't count cabbage as calories. It's going to burn faster than the calories it provides. So I don't even go there. Where I'm going with calories is in the dense product, the nuts, the rice, and I am probably going to make egg lemon sauce. That's a very easy thing to make. You don't have to thicken it. You take some lemon juice, and you can look this up, any website. All Recipes has a lot of really good recipes, especially in Greek cooking. I tend to like theirs. They're a little fattening, so watch out for that. What I'm probably going to do is melt down some butter, add some lemon. What am I going to do then? Add my broth, eggs. I take my, you separate your whites and your eggs, and I'll show you this. The eggs can go in that brothy mixture. Actually, don't put the lemons in. You need the lemon. You know why you need the lemon? For some reason or other, it tempers and helps when you are going from cold, eggy liquid into the hot mixture that you will pull out of the oven. But you know what? Let's not go there now. I will show you after. How am I doing on minutes? Better stop. Quickly, I'm going to just show you a couple times how I'm going to be pulling out the cabbage leaves. Tongs would be better, but in my craziness when my husband died, I got rid of those too. So I'm going to use 2 plastic spoons. You want these to be malleable, you know, you don't want them to be, see how nice and limp that is? See how it just hangs over the spoon? That's good. Maybe a little firmer than that. This one's a little too firm in my opinion, but I'm going to use it anyway. And then you just start feeling your leaves. If they come off pretty easy, you got it. And I'm going to stop here because I don't have a lot of camera time left. So as that water is boiling around that cabbage, as you see the leaves start to lift off, you pull a couple off, you put the lid back on, and let it keep doing its thing. If those cabbage leaves are resistant from pulling off the top rounded part, that's why we have the core section on the bottom of the pot. Steam's coming up, it's steaming, it's softening those leaves. If you can't grab a hold of its edge on the top part while it is steaming, it's not ready to come off. So don't pull hard, you'll break the leaf. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And sometimes the leaf will get stuck on the core part that maybe you didn't cut well enough. Once your top leaf is off and it's nice and rounded and it's not breaking or ripping, you can kind of pull the bottom away from the core and you'll be fine. Closer to the center of the cabbage, you're going to find that it gets a little harder to peel those back. But if you can get a nice, you can get it started and pull it away, just be gentle with them so they don't rip. This might be a little crooked, but it's the best I can do right now. I'm going to take 1/3 cup measure. I have my rice, onion, and walnut mixture. I'm going to grab up about 1/3 cup, put it in my big old leaf. Over here I have my baking pan. I wish I had my bigger one, but I don't. And I've put olive oil generously at the bottom of that. And it's very simple. You take your hard part and roll that in. If it cracks, it's not a big deal at this point. Finish rolling, and you have this wonderful little packet with rice. You can use meat if you want, nuts, onions, and garlic. And I'm going to put the top leaf, the top part of that leaf that I folded under leaf down. Okay. So I had a little bit of trouble with the cabbage, and what I did is I took a knife and I cut around the core. I didn't remove it, I just cut around it so that the leaves come off a little easier. Let's roll a leaf one more time. Now on the smaller ones, you're going to want to put a little less mixture, stuffing mixture, whatever you're filling it with. Lamb is nice, everything's nice. So this is almost 1/3 of a cup. Start at the core end of your leaf. Fold over. Take your side leaf, and you're going to bring that in. The other side leaf, bring that in, and fold over to the top. Place this side down in your baking pan. I hope you could see that. Maybe I should do one this way. Cabbage leaf, and now this one's a little smaller. Core side facing you. A scant 1/3 of a cup of filling, because this is a small leaf. Pull your core side up, side in, just like a burrito. Just like a burrito. A couple of quick tips. If you have leaves that are too small or shaggy and you've got a leaf with a hole, double them up. Now you have a much bigger area and you can put more stuffing in. So I piled some on top of each other because I'm not going to put a separate pan. It's all going to steam and cook because we're going to put some broth in there. But right now it's just stuffed rolled cabbage leaves, and I have this much cabbage left, and that's what I was talking about, chopping it up and doing something with that, because I just believe in doing that. Now, a couple things. I forgot to season the meat. I'm going to pour some olive oil all over this. Why? Because it's just going to be better. Then I'm going to add about 2 cups of broth or whatever to bring it up to about halfway up the pan. And the other broth I'll be making my lemon sauce with. I'm disheveled. I also spread my tomatoes across it because I wanted to use those up. And some people like a tomatoey sauce. You can put that together or just use jarred sauce. I love Classico traditional. It's cheap and it's very tasty, or it was back when I could taste. I'm going to cover this with foil and let it bake in the oven for at least 40 minutes and possibly an hour. It just depends. Once you see the liquid really bubbling up, I'd say that's a good time to, because it's all cooked except for the walnuts, and 40 minutes is going to make them soften considerably. So that I'm not pressed for time and rushing, I'm going to end this video here, and then I'm going to show you how I make my egg lemon sauce. Definitely got to get that down so I don't screw up. And then what'll we do? Yes, we'll see what those cabbage leaves look like, and I'll show you my lemon sauce. And that's pretty much it. So it takes a long time for these to download with just a hotspot. So I'm going to get this one on, and I'll see you later.